Welcome back, everybody. This is Late Call with Cajun and the Cheesehead. We've been having technical difficulties during this week's recording. Uh,
Yeah.
it's shitty internet issues, lag issues, and everything. We're fixing as best as we can, or we've, I guess, accommodated the best we can. But enough about us making fake ass apologies. Let's talk about what our topic is this week, which is the Pro Bowl.
This is gonna be probably our least viewed video of all time.
Why do you say that? Oh, because we're
Cause
talking
the
about the
Pro
Pro
Bowl.
Bowl.
Hey, you know what? We still have a shot at passing up the actual viewers for the Pro Bowl, though.
Man, if we promote it enough, maybe.
I mean, all we need is like seven.
Yeah.
Nah, but this is like more. This is like the withdrawal bowl, though, right? I mean, was it six or is Russell Wilson the only original of the six starter quarterbacks that play that's actually in the game?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened.
No.
A bunch of other players have pulled out. Shit, even a coach, Mike McCarthy, was even like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Well, his thing was apparently he has a really bad stomach virus, and his doctor told him that he shouldn't be flying.
So
Which
he got a doctor's note, so he doesn't have to go.
that's like that's
I
like
mean,
calling it. That's like getting a doctor's note to not go to school,
yeah, he
for
got
a
out of
week.
PE
Yeah.
because he got a doctor's note, basically.
Which I mean, I I got no basis to say if it's illegitimate or not, but whatever. I
No, I
mean,
have no idea. It is just kind of funny that he's like,
yeah,
no, I'm sick. Doctor said so.
yeah.
You know, um,
I was joking around that.
Aaron Rodgers was just flat out, I'm not going.
Yeah, I
Philip Rivers said he wasn't going. Drew Brees was like, no comment. Is basically all he said. You know, like you got to assume that he turned down an invitation. If and no disrespect to these guys, but like Tyrod Taylor and Winston, and they had good seasons, but I mean, not better than like Brees. So you got to know that they turned down. He turned it down.
yeah.
I mean, because Philip Rivers, the NFL didn't say he turned it down. Philip Rivers just came out and said, "Oh yeah, I got invited." You know, it's like nah. Which is just like God, like no one gives a shit about it anymore.
He probably was like, I passed so many fucking yards and still lost. I'm not gonna do it during the Pro Bowl where it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, if like Tyrod Taylor and Winston and stuff turned it down, like Romo would have been in it based off of like 3 games. So that's like to the point we're getting to.
Yeah, Teddy
Tim
Bridgewater.
Tebow would have gotten invited based off of a game from like years ago.
Like Mark Sanchez he would go instead. Geno Smith gets to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm here, guys, ready to play. It's the only shot I got.
But it's like it's becoming a joke. I mean, we're joking about it. It
Because
seems
it
like for
is.
10, 10 at least 10 years, maybe 15, they've been trying to figure out what the hell to do with it. You know?
You know, that's actually a good. I remember as a kid, and maybe this is just because I was a kid. I always thought the Pro Bowl was exciting in the
Yeah, it was
'90s.
like cool, right?
Yeah, and was that just my dumbass kid mentality, or
I don't think so. Here's the thing, and I think this is a lot of people agree with me on this analysis. The reason the Pro Bowl sucks is because the players make more money now. Because you think about it, back in the old days, that paycheck they got for playing in the Pro Bowl was like, and then winning the Pro Bowl, you got more money.
mm,
Back in the day, before $1 million contracts, millions of dollars, $100 million contracts,
yeah,
that was a big fucking deal back then. But as contracts have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, the little piddly that you get in the Pro Bowl is like whatever, you know.
yeah,
They don't care. It's not worth their injury over the games that actually pay them big money, you know.
yeah.
So they just rather not go, and I totally get it. I mean, they're like, shit, I can afford a trip to Hawaii if I want to go. You know, I don't need to go play a game.
That was the
So
joke I made when Aaron Rodgers decided not to go.
right,
I was just
right.
like, yeah, him and Olivia Munn, between the both of them making millions of dollars, they could just go to the Bahamas or something for a whole week. They can go for fucking a month and
If
afford
he
it
wanted to just troll, it'd be really funny if he was just there, like.
in the stands.
I mean, photo bombing. He is a notorious photo bomber.
If he just shows up behind like
Yeah.
Jerry Rice and photobombs him,
Oh man.
that would be great.
I mean, if anyone could convince a staffer to get on the field, it'd be someone like Kim. He'd be like, "I'm Aaron Rodgers," and he'd be like, "Oh, he's supposed to be here, probably." You know, like
Yeah,
wouldn't have a problem at all.
that would be really good.
So we mentioned the old kind of red versus blue NFC AFC format.
Yeah.
It always was. So the first thing they did was change. I think it was actually the '09 Super Bowl was the first time they changed when it happened
Hmm.
and where it happened, because it didn't happen in Hawaii that year. It happened at Miami where the Super Bowl happened,
Oh yeah.
and it happened the week before. And I think that was the first time for both of those things, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
So the move to the Super Bowl stadium wasn't that popular, so they went back to Hawaii. Then last year, I think it was, or it was either last year or the year before, it was back at the same location. It was when they had it in Arizona. That game was in Arizona too. That was last year, right?
Was that last year? Was the first year that they started the whole Coach Irving, Coach Jerry
No, no,
Rice.
it was the year before.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because so yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But so the first thing they tried to leave Hawaii, and they tried the whole week before, and they went back to Hawaii, and then left Hawaii again. Now they're back in Hawaii again. They can't figure out where they need to do it. They've stuck to the switch before, and a lot of people hate it, and I kind of get it because the Super Bowl team usually has a lot of Pro Bowlers, Super Bowl teams, and that's why they're in the Super Bowl. You
Yeah.
know, but at the same time, it sort of builds up hype. Like I don't hate it. I could deal with it being wherever before or after. That doesn't bother me a whole lot. Like the people that hate on it, it's like, I get it though. If it's an all-star game, I guess it feels like, well, the all-star should be there.
Yeah.
So the other changes, obviously, the biggest, most drastic change is that they did away with the NFC AFC format, and the first year was it Jay Rice and Deion Sanders? I think so. I think it was Rice and
Yeah, and
Sanders.
then Irving
Then
took over.
last year was Irvin and last year was Irvin and Chris Carter. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I thought Jerry Rice did it last year.
No, no, he definitely didn't do it
Oh.
last year. Yeah, it was Chris Carter.
Oh.
It was Chris Carter and Irvin. And so it's like they did this little shitty Pro Bowl tournament. So now the two winners are gonna play each other, Rice and Irvin. So that kind of like brings back the '90s rivalry a little bit, right?
Yeah.
'80s, '90s,
Yeah.
late '80s. I don't know. I don't know if the Cowboys were relevant in any of the '80s years.
No.
But yeah, and so and then none of it's worked. It hasn't, And I've watched it. I haven't watched it every single year
Hmm.
because I might have work or something's going on. But I try to watch it, and I usually enjoy it because I don't like. I know it's not going to be a real game, and they have fun. They run some kind of wild plays, and it's also they play with the rules. They did it last year. That's actually where they first tried the new extra point rule at, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm kind of okay with them using the Pro Bowl as kind of a lab, so
Yeah.
to speak. That doesn't bother me. I think that's a decent idea, but I don't know if that's enough to. I mean, this year it's pretty pathetic. Like,
It is.
what do you think they should do with the Pro Bowl?
Well, to go back a little bit, I do. I actually do like the whole pickup games.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
it gets rid of the whole NFC AFC rivalry, which like yeah, you kind of got rid of that whole history, but let's be honest here. Uh every single year one of the conferences are just way more dominant than the other one. It's pretty damn rare that the conferences are actually evenly matched. So when you
yeah.
get to the Pro Bowl, you have one of the conferences just completely blowing out the other conference, and it's not that fun to watch because it's just so overpowered. So pickup games, I like the idea of it. I like the whole just like you can pick anybody who is selected into the Pro Bowl, and then you make your little draft and like your little rap sheet and everything. I think it's a great idea. It
Right.
kind of evens it out better, and it's kind of more on the luck of the draw of how smart that your captain, picks your team and everything. Uh, but then on the other side of it, like you said, this year the Pro Bowl I'm the least excited to watch just because you're not getting the best players.
Right.
Because okay, like realistically, most of the best players are in the Super Bowl, and I understand that if they already have the honor of in the Super Bowl, that like give the Pro Bowlers other chances. But at the same time, you already said too. Well, but those are some of the best players. So like then you're not really getting like a true Pro Bowl anymore
Right.
because of it. And uh, I don't know. It's hard to say. What I think they should do to help out to fix it. You mentioned like they switched it. It used to be after the Super Bowl. Now they put it the week before the Super Bowl. What I think they should do it is the week before the preseason. So that way the Super Bowl's done. It's almost everyone is on like a clean slate. But we're gonna
Yeah.
go off of last year's Pro Bowlers and have like that's the way that they should initiate the new NFL season. Is like let's have all these crazy good players, including the ones in the Super Bowl, and then have like
Yeah.
just a cool game for fun. Just
Yeah.
and like I think more players would be more willing to start to play in a Pro Bowl to start the season because I mean a lot of these players I think they pulled out because they're just like, well, I'm sore, the season's long, like I don't want to do this shit, like I didn't get to the Super Bowl, so I have no
Yeah.
incentive to
I'm
go.
done.
Yeah, like I
Right.
like the only way I'm gonna pull my body to go through this and play an actual game, which an actual game that matters, is if we're in the
Right.
Super Bowl. And if we're not in the Super Bowl, then I'm gonna, I'm done. It's my off season. I'm taking a rest. Fuck that.
Right.
And so I think they should have the Pro Bowl in the very beginning of the season because then you get these players who would be like, yeah, well, off season's done. I want to warm up and let's go out there and just have a fun game to just kind of warm up and get adjusted to things again. And I think that would
Right.
help out a lot. At least you get more players to actually go so you get like a real Pro Bowl out of it. And I don't want to like shit on too much. You got like Russell Wilson, you have Eli Manning, you have Derek Carr, you have Adrian Peterson is in it, Todd Gurley's in it. Like
Right.
these are great players. Like don't get me wrong. It's just a lot of these players that are in it. They're not truly Pro Bowl selections though.
Did
Like
you
they're
know? I don't know if you knew this, but 8% of the league ended up getting invited to the Pro Bowl by the time it was all said and done.
really
8%, and it's supposed to be the best of the like cream of the. I mean, that's a large percentage for what's supposed to be just the best at like each position, and that's it.
yeah.
Ended up totaling it at like 8%. Um, that's actually an interesting idea, though. Another idea that I heard that I didn't come up with this, but I actually liked it was maybe doing a rookie game or like rising young stars. Because think about like maybe at like first 3 years of playing or something like that and down, because all these guys that stepped in for the most part are like it's their first Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the guys that I don't think one guy that this was their first invite said no.
Yeah.
Everyone is just like, man, I've done it. Yeah, I'm honored to be named to the team, but
Well, you have
I don't
Jameis
really want to
Winston,
play the game.
Todd Gurley, and Amari Cooper in the Pro Bowl now, all rookies.
Right,
Of
right,
course, who was gonna, like they're gonna turn that down and be like, shit, I'll go to that.
right. Tyrod Taylor, this is
Oh
his
yeah,
first one.
yeah,
Of course he accepted. Derek Carr, you know, his first one.
right,
So, yeah, maybe turn it into just a younger game, showcase for like rising stars or whatever. You
right.
can still name like an All Pro team, but maybe you don't have to have like the All Pro game. Another idea is like doing events. Remember when they used to do stuff like that? they would have like passing games and like before the game, and they would televise those like kind of like you know how the NBA has a dunk contest and a 3-point contest, and
Yeah.
Major Leagues All Star Weekend has like they have a the famous home run contest.
Yeah.
Obviously, they could do stuff like that. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a real game, or if it is a game, you know, just do other things. I think that would maybe get more people willing to go, and they're less likely to take damage. If you did away with the game as a whole, just did an All Star Weekend and maybe just an actual game. Um, One thing I've heard about it is baseball and basketball and like most other sports that have All Star like hockey and even NASCAR. It's like in the middle of the season,
Yeah.
and it's like kind of almost a bye week for everybody. You could have, I don't know, with football having far less games, maybe that's the line of thinking of why we don't want to do this in the middle of the season. We don't want to break up
Well,
the practice
it would
routines
get rid
or
of it would screw up people's bye weeks too much.
right. Well, I mean, not if it was just everyone was off that week. I mean,
I as a viewer, I wouldn't like it. I'd be like, okay,
yeah.
this is fine
Let's
and
get back
dandy,
to real
but
football.
let's watch real football now. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
like it in the middle
I
of the
don't know though.
season.
That was another proposal that I'd heard though. That was just kind of an interesting thought to me, I guess. But I can see your point of view. I don't know if, how much I would care. Maybe in the moment, like it's easy to say I wouldn't care right now, but in the moment I'd be like, wish there was a real game on, you know,
Yeah,
or maybe even do it during the off season,
yeah,
like do it around the draft. Like you said, the first preseason instead of the Hall, maybe replace the Hall of Fame game with the Pro Bowl
hmm
because right now it's two teams having to play an extra preseason game, and pretty much no team likes it.
yeah.
You know, the coaches might like it from the aspect of it gives them extra time to make cuts and figure out their roster. But I don't think any like they're not gonna play their starters more. You know.
Did I tell you what my idea was for even the preseason that I think would help out? I think what they should do have two preseason games, one the Hall of Fame game, and then just another just preseason game, and then make the have 18 regular season games, and coaches have until
Actually,
week 4 or week 5 to make their
right,
final draft of the regular season to make
right.
their cuts. I think
Since
that's
that's
because
been discussed,
no one
that's
likes
been discussed.
preseason except for coaches, like
But the
really.
players' union does not want two extra games. Period. They say that we get beat up enough. We don't need two more real games every year. That adds up throughout a career, and I get that
Yeah,
because it like you play a few years and you basically have played a whole extra season.
yeah, that's true.
That could, if they ever extended the season, that's probably how they would have to deal with it. They'd probably have to cut back the preseason. I don't know. I mean, at the same time though, how many backup players are they really gonna get a good look at during a regular season game? I mean, the teams that aren't playing in meaningful games might, or you know,
Yeah,
but if you have a bunch of close games and you never really get a look at your backups, so from just a coaching standpoint, they probably appreciate the 4 week preseason to make their final roster.
I guess that's true.
So I can see it still working.
At the same
May
time, like then the biggest cost is injuries that happen. I mean,
right.
the biggest one. I mean, coming from me, Jordy Nelson.
All
You
right.
know, you lost in preseason week
Kelvin
2.
Benjamin's the other one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know if I have any more ideas to really throw around. I mean, this is kind of just us talking about throwing around. Personally, I think this might end up being the end of the Pro Bowl. Like it,
Well,
it's like
was what?
become a laughing stock this year, pretty much. Now the game itself, maybe the players will come out there and a miracle will happen and there'll be a good game and it'll save the Pro Bowl. But I doubt it. I doubt it.
Even if we joked about it in the beginning of this video, even if it was a great game, what's gonna kill the Pro Bowl is how many viewers. Because
Right.
if their viewers go way down, advertisers don't want to pay the money, to be in it anymore. So if they start this, if they drop viewers, they're gonna drop advertisers. If they drop advertisers, they're just gonna drop the whole Pro Bowl,
You know
like
what's
all
funny?
around.
The Pro Bowl still pulls similar ratings to the World Series.
Really?
but for football, that's not acceptable. Yeah, I'm dead serious.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, think about it. It still does okay because it's the only game on.
Yeah, that is pretty much true. It's just like
So
it's still the mentality of what we're talking about, a mid-season all-star game. It's just kind of like, well, it's football sort of until the Super Bowl happens.
uh, uh,
That's about it.
and you get a lot of promos and shit for the Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't even lie. When it was after the Super Bowl, I forgot about it sometimes.
When it was after the Super Bowl, I don't think I watched it for like almost 10 years. Like I forgot about it all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, that happens, right?
Yeah.
My only biggest thing too is it's on what, ESPN every year, the Pro Bowl.
It is now. I don't know. I don't remember
Yeah,
when
I
it
don't know what it.
started.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
either way, like my poor ass, I don't have cable,
Right.
so
Right.
like,
That limits the viewers right there
yeah, exactly.
for sure.
I mean, hell, I mean, you might as just put the Pro Bowl on CBS because they're fucking have everything else in the playoffs and Super Bowl this year.
I think they have a contract locked in for several years now.
Yeah, I
But
don't know. I
oh well.
That's just kind of my other kind of small complaint is just like I would love to just sit down on Sunday and watch the Pro Bowl at my own house, but I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to watch it.
Yeah, that'd be hard to be motivated to like. I'm gonna go out and watch the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Come on, honey, we're getting drunk and watching the Pro Bowl.
They'll have the spelling bee on the next TV.
I can just like picture just, oh, we're gonna wait, the Super Bowl's tonight? Nah, it's next week. We're watching the other shitty game.
How do you spell Pro Bowl? SHIT. Pro Bowl. That is correct. Nah, I like the Pro Bowl. I'm gonna be sad if it actually does go, because that's like just a tradition at this point, you know.
It truly is, but like it is and it isn't because, as I said before, they pretty much broke every tradition of the Pro Bowl at this
Yeah.
point. Besides it being in Hawaii again, it's like
Being in
the only
Hawaii,
tradition.
seeing the players have a little fun. The ones that go usually enjoy it, and then using it as like an experiment, which they can also do at the preseason. I'm cool with all that. And that's I guess that's really all I have to say about this, honestly.
Yeah, I think I'm all famished on
Yeah,
opinions about
we've
everything, but
talked enough about the Pro Bowl for at least a year.
yeah, right. If anybody else has opinions on what maybe to make the Pro Bowl better or what you would like to see in a Pro Bowl, drop us a line. You know, leave a comment. It would,
Hey, maybe if it actually is good, we might recap it.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe
Maybe.
there's some interesting plays or something.
Something really crazy is just gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. is at the Pro Bowl, so maybe he'll make some
Yeah.
crazy good catch. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, him and Eli will be there. So
Yeah.
that reminds me. Did you see Eli talking to him? He was talking to Odell Beckham, who was like helping Jerry Rice like make his picks,
Uh huh.
because Eli ended up being the first pick on Jerry Rice's team.
Yeah.
And he told Odell Beckham, he's like, well, no pressure to make me on that team, but I mean, do you want 100 passes thrown to you or none next year? I mean, whatever, no pressure. And he's like wearing sunglasses the whole time, and it's like Eli is a savage. That was pretty funny.
That is great.
So at least we got that moment out of the Pro Bowl, if nothing else.
Yeah, it didn't even happen during the game.
It'll be cool to see Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin on TV.
Yeah, that's true too.
They should suit up and play.
All right, I
Hey,
would.
that could be like Veterans Bowl. It could be like Retired Bowl, and it could be a flag.
Oh my
football.
God, Brett Favre would be there every game, every year.
It could be a flag football.
Oh my God, Brett Favre would definitely come back for those games every year. Jesus Christ. Actually,
Show that old cannon off.
I wouldn't mind seeing Brett Favre being one of the captains for a Pro Bowl one year. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe.
Favre and like John Elway.
Yeah.
I would,
rematches.
yeah,
Rematches.
that was the Super Bowl. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. I would love that. All right, just
Should do
more.
that, Super Bowl matchups and rivalries and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually a lot better idea. They should do that.
Yeah.
All right, Another idea, NFL. Roger Goodell,
Dude,
write it down because we have a
yeah.
lot of them, and you never listen to us.
Actually, I think they steal our shit all the time.